Hey y'all, it's G and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share what I've been doing for memory planning, which I've been doing since last fall, and give you a quick overview of the two planners I've used, the Hobonichi Cousin and the Happy Planner Classic, and talk about what I've liked about each of them and how they have related to my project life scrapbooking. So let's start with the Hobonichi Cousin, which is how I started memory planning in the first place. This was the planner I used exclusively last year. And if you're not familiar with the Hobonichi Cousin, it has monthly, weekly, and daily pages. And I really loved using it, but over the summer I started to use the daily pages less and less for work, and they eventually began to be vacant. So I felt bad about those pages being wasted, so I started using them to journal. And once I got a photo printer, I saw how easy it was to add images to each day, and it was just really, really fun. So let me show you a few entries. Here's an entry from August 27. It was raining really hard because of the hurricane. And I was just hanging out, having some tea, and got a new selfie, so I thought I would just write a little bit about that. Here's an example. From October we went camping, and so there were some images from that weekend. It was a really great time. You can see that I'm using a Tombow and then sort of decorating a little bit with washi. And then this is a page from November when I was trying to figure out what planner to move into and all of those horrible decisions that you have to go through. And here it was really fun to use different washis and stickers and a sentiment sticker here. So it really is a lot like, I think, the kind of journaling people do in their traveler's notebooks. So the Cousin had a lot of pros for me. One of that was always the Tomoe River papers, just so inspirational to me, and it always just makes me want to create. So I really enjoyed spending time every night doing that. There's lots of room to decorate and to journal, and it's always fun to do that. But because of that, this was actually kind of a con, is that it was starting to take up too much time because I could kind of get carried away trying to figure out a layout, and that's kind of hard to do on a weeknight. And another thing that I didn't like is that at the end it got really chunky, which is nice sort of in a journal art sort of way that, you know, you feel really good about having it completed. But in terms of storage, it's awkward on the bookshelf with other books around it, and then when you want to stack books on it, they can slide off. And then this is just half a year, so imagining two of these books just sort of stacking up, I didn't think that would be a really streamlined way to store things. Another pro though was that in terms of Project Life, it was really nice to see what I had done over the week, so I wouldn't have to kind of remember all of it in one day. But a con with Project Life was that I began to feel like I was sort of doubling the work up and printing all these photos in here and then reprinting them again for my Project Life spread, and it just seemed like it wasn't a very efficient use of time. So in terms of Project Life, just to give you a quick glance, I am using the 9x12. I really like that size. It's more compact and it still gives me a lot of room to talk about what went on during the week. So this only went up from, I think, August to November, because in December I did December Daily, and I just have a little scrapbooking album for that. But once December ended, I thought, I'm not really sure what to do next or what kind of memory keeping I wanted to do. And because I had moved in the Jibun Techo, I didn't buy a Hobonichi again, and I was just kind of trying to figure out what to do next, because I knew that I wanted to keep on memory keeping, but I wasn't sure what would work, because anything with Tomoe River paper would just get chunky, and so I just didn't have any ideas. So since I didn't know what to do, I was kind of open for any ideas, and I came across a video by Amanda's Favorites, and I'll link to the video below, where she and her sister are talking about using an Erin Condren and journaling with a Polaroid zip printer. I'd already kind of been primed to start thinking about that because my own sister had come in and talked about how she wanted the sprocket, and I knew that the Happy Planner had created a line of planners for the sprocket. So I went and checked those out, and they were a little too large, but I really loved the size of the Happy Planner Classic. So I went in to the store with this 2x3, which is the size of the images for the sprocket, and I seriously went in there with this size planner to see how they would fit, and it fits perfectly horizontal and it fits pretty well vertical. I mean, you might have to trim it, but I'm okay with sometimes it coming up onto the other side of it. So I thought, bingo, I am going to buy this planner and get a sprocket and do all of my memory planning with this system. So far, I have loved it. So let me share with you how I've been using it and what I really like about it. So here is March, which is the month that we're about to go into. And the Happy Planners, I think most of them always have a section here at the beginning that has currently. So you can track what you're reading, planning, watching, etc. all the way down here. There, if you have any important dates you want to track, you can put that here, and then any birthdays. So I like that because it's automatic and it's something that you can look back on, remember. And then there's always a beautiful introductory section just to kind of set the mood for the month. And then here is the monthly view. And here are the weekly views. And so as you can see, just starting off, it's already decorated. For me, that's a benefit because I don't have to feel like I have to decorate every day. I can just print the photo, put it down, and then write just a little bit. So it saves me a lot of time. It's max with this, it's 10 minutes a day. And it's also very easy to store. This is so compact because of the discs here that, you know, if you have them up in a bookcase, it'll work really well. If you have it flat, you know, you can stack the books up. Maybe you'll have to alternate, but that's lots of room for that. And this is really easy to travel with too. This system, I went to a conference last week and I just took the one page out and had it with me in a binder. And this fits great in my purse. It's really the size of my phone. Let me show you. Smaller than my phone. It's thicker, but it's smaller. So it was really easy to carry, very light. At the end of the day, and I was, you know, needed some downtime from the conference, I was just really happy just in the hotel room, you know, journaling away and printing out my photo. And finally, because you have the whole week at a glance, it's a much better tie-in for me for Project Life because there's just one dashboard view that I can have so that when I go to Project Life, which is a bigger commitment to me because you have to print bigger photos and you have to make sure that they're perfect, etc., then you have a whole map to look at and reference, and so you don't have to keep track of that in a different way. The images from the Sprocket aren't that high-end. This isn't a high-resolution printer, but with a sacrifice for that is that it's so convenient and it's so easy, and it makes it, to me, it seems it's just a lot more casual. I don't really consider the images here to be archival quality in that I'll look back and remember how beautiful something looked, but it's great to capture in the moment candids or something that I was feeling or doing or looking at. And for me, the difference between memory keeping in this setup versus Project Life is really for the whole family. It's not just my perspective. It's everybody in the family and what they're doing. And this is just me, what I'm doing on a daily basis, some things that I've been thinking about or liking. I really like having both sides of that. So let me give you a quick demo on how the Sprocket works with this planner. This is the first week of the year, and I bought this in February, so all of February is full, but I'm kind of going back and backfilling some stuff. I just put these in here so you guys could see how you could layer images on here if you wanted. This week is divided up into Monday through Thursday here, and then you have Friday through Sunday, and then there's even the section down here for notes. And I can make that whatever I want per week. I can cover these up and ignore it completely, or I can cover it with like favorite sticker, favorite image of the week. So I really like that, having that kind of extra space down here. So on to the demo of 10-minute memory keeping. The first thing that I do is I pull up an image on my phone from that day. And it helps me actually, if I know at the end of the day that I'm going to journal a little bit, it helps me to remember to take a photo. This is a close-up of a flower in a bouquet that we bought for my daughter. Let me go ahead and send it to the Sprocket app. This isn't a review of the Sprocket, but I just wanted to show you that you can do a lot of things with it. You can adjust the tonality, you can put a frame around it, you can add stickers if you wanted, you can add type if you wanted. But on a daily basis, I don't do any of that. I just print the photo. I am going to go ahead and adjust it so it's a little bit lighter because this tends to print a little bit dark. And then you click, and then you just press on this. And there is the image. So if you look up close, you can see that there's some banding. It's not really a smooth gradation or transition all the way through, but for a quick print that I didn't have to mess with the computer or plug in with the Wi-Fi, just straight from my phone to this printer. It's great. So once you have it printed, it's already on the sticky paper. So you can take it, stick it right there, and then there's a room for me to write just a little bit about the day. So that is a quick demo of what I've been doing with memory planning, 10 minutes a day, if that. I mean, it can be a little bit more if I get excited about embellishing, but I don't feel the pressure to do it. And I think that's what I really like. It's just a no pressure atmosphere. So 10 minutes, get some things down, have a real record of what I've been doing for the weeks, have a reference for project life, and I've been really enjoying it. So if this is something that is of interest to you, I can highly recommend this system. But if you have more time and want to enjoy more of that creativity, I think the Hobonichi Cousin is also a good choice. I hope you found something useful for your memory keeping or planning, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!